Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Sandra Esenam Afeno. I'm here for business. Let's begin tonight. And the Chief Executive Officer of the Bulk Oil Distribution Companies, Senyo Husi, has renewed calls for the implementation of petroleum transportation policy will check smuggling within the West African sub-region. He believes the policy, when operational, will ensure a strict monitoring of petroleum products transported from Ghana to other neighboring countries and vice versa. Senyo Husi spoke with Joy Business at the ongoing Ghana International Petroleum Conference in Accra.
Exactly one of the things that you have to look at, because if countries like Mali are importing products from Ghana, we need to harmonize our transportation policy. What kind of equipment can pick stuff here? All right, the kind of quality is defined. How do we track them to make sure that people don't come here in the name of Mali and actually dump the products here to evade taxes? We are looking at ways to actually have the Malians come into this market and collect their taxes right from Accra. All right, so that's why GIPCON is so critical in trying to advance the cost of the industry in West Africa. So the transportation thing is being looked at. Some work that's been done. The NPA has led in that with the tracking device that does not just track location, it also tracks volume. How can we move it on? How can we actually get it on your app so that when you're expecting something in your place, you can actually track and see where it is?
The World Bank is pressing on government to use the 2020 election as a unique opportunity to utilize the Fiscal Responsibility Council in order not to spend beyond its budget. The World Bank believes this will help the country to stay away from temptations of going back to the International Monetary Fund. At a roundtable workshop on Ghana's political budget cycle in Accra, senior economist at Kwabena Jan Kwachi thinks the role of the Fiscal Council is critical in the election year.
Excessive public spending during elections, which in turn exerts pressure on the economy, remains a major issue of concern to economic stakeholders. The passage of a Fiscal Responsibility Act is therefore believed to be a guiding tool for government to avoid overspending. In a presentation at the workshop on the economy, senior economist at the World Bank, Kwabena Jan Kwache, reiterated the need for government to ensure strict adherence to the laws during the election year.
With the Fiscal Responsibility Law and the Fiscal Council now in place, the 2020 election provides a unique opportunity to break the jinx on the ever-increasing fiscal election cycles. So going forward, it will be important to leverage the opportunity that the Fiscal Responsibility Law has created and ensure that fiscal responsibility can be maintained across economic and political cycles. But then we also have to take note that more domestic resource mobilization will be key on this effort.
Country Director of International Monetary Fund, Dr. Albert Tunamama, is however worried about happenings in the energy sector.
Not only the continued losses in the sector from high cost of fuel and power, overcapacity, perhaps because of signing with a lot of independent power producers, too many, oversupply of gas. Sankofa. So these things are pressures that are costing huge amount of money, right? And here we're talking about perhaps it's not comparable to what we had in the banking sector. They can easily be to the tune of $1 billion a year, which is enormous.
Ebenezer Sabutis reports for Joy Business.
In other news tonight, 20 customs officials at the Tema Port have been put on transfer after Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta and Transport Minister Kweku Ofori-Esiama paid a surprise visit to the area today, July 11. They were put on immediate transfer for what sources are describing as continued non-performance. First quarter data from Ghana Revenue Authority showed that the Tema Port is struggling to meet the revenue target due to challenges in implementing new tax reforms and high rates of smuggling. Some scrap dealers are appealing to government to intervene by putting in place a price mechanism for scraps. Joy Business's Fred Duho has visited a scrap hub at Old Fadama, where many youth rely on picking and sorting of rejected metallic and plastic, and plastic materials for a living. They are calling on government to step in to monitor activities of companies that buy scraps from them.
This was once a brand new car. It's been dismantled into scrap. We are here to engage with the scrap dealers here to know how this particular industry is faring in the Ghanaian economy.
Ismaila Abdullahi has been a scrap dealer for the past 15 years. He tells me he could not go to the university because of lack of funds. However, over the years, he's found a safe haven in the scrap business and has since survived with his family on it. Ismaila appreciates how difficult it is to acquire scrap from across the country. He said they have to employ bargaining skills to get through.
Others do picking, others also buy it from other mechanic shops, electronics and all that. And then when they bring it down here, they also bring it here to sell. The iron metals itself, we have the copper, we have the aluminum and all that. Then after doing that, then we separate them and then sell it. You are going there, you are not going with a scale. So it's just a bargaining process. Okay. You bargain, but since you have an experience of it, you can determine this material, maybe the weight could be this, it could be that. So if I buy it at this amount, I can also get something out of it.
Okay. According to Ismaila, government must intervene in streamlining the price of scrap.
When it comes to economic value, I don't think if the scrap business has not been in existence, I don't know where this country where it will have been, because one, we have there are other separate there are things that are not of metals. There are plastics. There are people who also come here to pick them and also go to what to sell it to people who also do use it for recycling purposes as well. In order making buckets for bath and other rubber, plastic bowls and others. They should let the companies know very well that the people they are dealing with, because I think, let me say, most of them are foreigners, and definitely whatever they pay taxes. The government should also know that whatever profit they made, they don't just invest it here. They send it back to their home countries. And for that matter, I want the government to be very much aware that the government have been deceived that they do the recycling by doing making iron rods and all that. But it's not only that. They also melt it and then put it in a sort of block form and then export that one and sell it in big monies. But even when some of us can Google and then know the price of irons in the international market, when the prices are going high, they don't increase our prices for us. They don't. You see the issue? They don't. Whenever the prices are high on international market, they don't. They only give the price at their own will. They determine the price for it. We don't determine the price for them.
Do you have any metal, plastic, or other electrical appliances you have no use for? Well, you may consider disposing them off in exchange for some cash when you see scrap buyers in your locality. Fred Duho's report for Joy Business.
All right, that's all for business for now with me, Sandra S. Namapene. When I come back after 8 p.m., I'll tell you all you need to know about the Joy Beauty and Bridal Fair. Okay, you're still watching Joy News Prime, and my name is Sandra S. Namapene. I'm back with the second half of business. And beginning to this part of the bulletin, I have something very interesting to share with you tonight. Let's head to the Accra International Conference Center for that special package. Hello everyone, welcome to the Accra International Conference Center. You know what is happening here today is the 16th edition of the Joy Beauty and Bridal Fair. There are a lot of things up for grab, mouth-watering prices. So let's walk into the Accra International Conference Center and see what's happening currently and what you can actually grab here at discounted prices starting from today, 11th of July to the 14th of July, that is Sunday. So let's see, one of our main sponsors for the event is Ruby's Bridal. They've been with us through thick and thin. I want to talk to the lady behind this beautiful shop. Hi, Ruby. Good to see you this year again. Are you excited to be with us today?
I'm excited to be with you today.
You have been with us for some time now. How many years now?
Like 7 or more.
Oh, aren't you a darling? And so, 16th edition of the Joy Beauty and Bridal Fair. What is up for grab and what is different about your pricing this time?
Okay, this year we came with a totally different collection, very unique and elegant. And we are offering 30% discount on all gowns here.
Wow. So if I come and I don't get what I even want here, can you get it for me?
Yes, we do custom-made gowns as well. If you don't get what you want here, we can always order what you want for you.
We talked to the lady behind the store here. What's your name, please?
I'm Catherine.
Okay, Catherine. What's the name of your shop and what do you have for people who will be visiting the fair?
That's Air Naturals. We deal with natural hair and then skincare products. So we have oils, shea butter, shampoo, conditioner, leave-in, and then oils for the face and then the skin as well.
I'm sure people who will be coming here will want something different from when you walk into town to get your products. I'm talking about pricing. Is there anything special for people who will be coming?
Yes. When you come here, you get a 10% discount of anything that you buy over here.
When you get wedded, we think that your pocket must also look good. So we have something for you that will cushion your marriage, actually. Hello, ladies. Hi, you're from GHL Bank, and tell us what you do.
Okay, GHL Bank is a financial institution. So we have all the banking products, savings accounts, current accounts, fixed deposit, and we also do mortgages as well. So for up-and-coming couples, we have packages for from our mortgage side. You can use to get your houses, you can live in, and then pay us back in installments. We also have Bijou Homes in Apollonia City.
See, okay, I think this looks good. Yeah, okay. How do I look? All right, so what's the name of your shop? And I have a hat. Yeah, so what do you have?
Millionaires GH stand. And then we are into millinery, that's fascinators and hats and then accessories. Okay. All for weddings, bridal items, yes.
What is unique about your products?
It's all made out of passion. You know, we have those who just look at other people's work and copy. But then these ones are made out of passion, that you see skills in it. So if you look around, there's nothing here that looks the same. Everything is different. You have no two things having the same look here. That's what makes us different.
I think I'm done with your hat. I can't keep it, so I'm putting it down. I'll come back to get something. So you still are the 16th edition of the Joy Beauty and Bridal Fair.
The name of our shop is The Better Merchandise. Yes.
Is this the first time at the fair?
No, I think this is our 4th time being here.
What's the feedback like?
Well, it's going on well.
Okay, we have them discounted to 50%, some are 70% and 30%. We have foundation, powders, lip gloss and eyeshadows. We have a range of LA Girl products. We have everything LA Girl.
Yomi Yogurt. Is it Yomi Yogurt? Yeah. And you're also here. I mean, wedding packages and for receptions, do you have anything for people who be walking in?
Yes, we have packages for the guests at the reception. So when we get there, you will see what we have for you. It's nice.
How affordable are your products?
Very, very affordable. 5 Ghana cedis and you are gone.
I want to choose one of the flavors. This is a strawberry. I love strawberry. So I will want to taste my strawberry Yomi Yogurt. Tastes really good. You should be at the bridal fair to have your taste. Thank you very much. So if you want those special pictures, I mean memorable ones, it's beautiful. You can see them, the photo books. It's not the everyday photo that we see. And so you can grab something like this. And I want to find out how affordable. This is quite different from what we see on the market. And so I think it's really beautiful. All right, so what do you have for people who are looking forward to tie the knot and people who still want to build memories when it comes to their weddings?
All right, so since this is the Joy Bridal Fair, which we are always here, we have a very special package for all those who want to tie their knots. For instance, we have a very special discount of 30% for all our clients who are booking with us here at the fair. So when you book with us, we have a very nice package, which is very affordable.
So that's one song I've been hearing all day is discounted prices. 30%, 50%, 20%. It's at the Joy Beauty and Bridal Fair at the Accra International Conference Center. It's running from today, the 11th of July, to the 14th of July. A lot of activities will be happening here. All right, so you can also be part of the experience. It started actually today, and it will run till Sunday, the 14th of July at the Accra International Conference Center. To other stories tonight, anytime you walk into your room with a click of the button, you expect the light to be on until you decide it's time for it to go off. But in recent weeks, that decision is being taken by someone else. There have been complaints by customers of power outages in parts of the country. The main reason for this, a looming wave of debt in the energy sector that can take us back to the dark days. Well, on tonight's edition of PM Express, the business edition, Philip Namfuri and his guests explore the economic implications for the recent spat between the Chamber of Independent Power Distributors and the PDS, as well as ECG, on the amount of debt to be settled. Here's what to expect tonight.
Reason for introducing the Price Stabilization and Recovery Levy was to ensure that domestic prices of petroleum products are stable relative to market forces, because international factors could trigger an increase that may be too much for people to afford. And therefore, the levy, once collected and accumulated, is meant to be applied to somehow stabilize the prices. And therefore, we have been applying it for some time now. But the application takes different forms. Either you accumulate it in the fund and then use the fund to stabilize when the need arises, or, as we have done in the past, we don't charge it, okay? But it had to be restored for two reasons. The Ministry of Finance thinks that because it is a levy, when you don't charge, then you are taking a decision which requires parliamentary approval. And therefore, we needed to restore it. And if we will have to withdraw it, we need to come to Parliament for Parliament to consider that decision. And secondly, we have had to restore it because prices generally have been stable. And I can tell you that when we even restored it, prices on the domestic market were flat.
So do make a date with Philip Namfuri and his guests on the business edition of PM Express at 9 p.m. on the Joy News channel, also on channel 421 on DSTV. Two other stories, and crude oil sold at $66.66 after dropping minus 0.35% a barrel today. The market update is next in Commodity News. Thanks so much for your time this evening. My name is Sandra Isenamapenu. You can get more news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. Have a great evening.